Thank you very much, Secretary Lapus, for your introduction. Other cabinet members, other officials of the DepEd, including our principals and teachers, Governor Espino and the other officials of Pangasinan, Mayor Gico and the other officials of Binalonan. And we have here on the head in our platform, Secretary Cabral, Secretary Esperon, and PA for Education, Mona Valisno. Dakiti kakailiyak ti bangi ni mamangko na yung bagabigat yung amin apo. Ken may sanga parang kablaw kada kayo manen, kakailiyak, dito'y fiesta tayo manen. Kablawan kayo met, para kadigiti proyekto iti edukasyon, nga sigurado kung makatulong iti ili tayo. Swerte ti Binalonan, gaputi, our forebears valued intellectual pursuits and education very highly. We have, for instance, iso nga, mano nga kakilan tayo, became successful earlier than other Filipinos. Kaya nang dagiti kinalaing, kadagiti da dumapay nga kakilian tayo. For instance, we have the famous Filipino-American writer from Binalonan, Carlos Bulusan, who wrote America is in the Heart. Adajay met ni mamangko, ni late First Lady, Dr. Evangeline Macaraeg, nga may isa nga doktora, anak ni Engineer Juan Gico Macaraeg, may isa nga engineer, one of the first Filipinos to have completed an education in the United States. Tinagan ipapong lakay ko, adadyayan iti may isa nga eskwela. Iti eskwela, jay highway. Tata, agyaman na kada kayo. Iti panangnagan, ti baro nga library hub, iti Binalonan. Akas Doña Eva Macapagal Memorial Library Hub. Agyamanak, agiti amin nga nagtulong nga pondohan daytoy nga proyekto. And so, I'm glad to hear daytoy nga library hub. At first, I thought that it had 35,000 book holdings. Ngayon ko nada, it had 60,000 book holdings. But a lot of them have already gone out, and 35 are inside the library right now. Kaya may isa nga benepisyo para kadagiti eskwela, iti entero nga school division. Ti Northern Pangasinan ba, Mangching, o Eastern Pangasinan? Kasunod gadi Eastern Pangasinan. Sigurado nga mangted kadagiti adal, iti adu nga masapol nga edukasyon. Maragsakan akmet para kadagiti estudyante, ti Juan Macaraeg National High School na libre makakonect iti internet. Babaen daytoy baro nga e-library tayo. In education, I'm glad that Monching made this theme, education, with the invitation to the e-library in our two-story school building here. Because it is a time for us to give a message that we can generate more social impact from education if the efforts are targeted and consolidated. This year, we have begun the effort to cluster the programs of DepEd, of CHED, of TESDA, to create a forward-looking national education program. Monching mentioned the Presidential Task Force on Education, which I organized some time ago. They submitted recommendations on improving the different states of the main education highway that starts from preschool to elementary school to high school to BOCTEC to pre-college for some courses, college, and for some specializations, master and doctoral education. That is the education highway. And earlier today, Jay Bangir, Jay Bangir, we showcased our reforms in preschool education, particularly Executive Order number 685 on the standardization of the preschool curriculum for 5-year-olds with a goal, as Monching says, increasing the participation rate for grade 1. And Monching was talking about the dropout rate. You're going to bring it down to less than 5% by 2010. And according to Jing Lapos, that's really a challenge. Because Jing was telling me when we were in the audience that UNESCO has given up. He said the world will not be able to achieve one of the Millennium Development Goals, and that is universal primary education. But even if the world may not be able to achieve it by 2015, with all our efforts here in Binalonan, Binalonan will be able to achieve it. Our special audience in the presentation of Secretary Lapos on the preschool curriculum, the new preschool curriculum, was your local school board. Because an active and supportive local school board is very important. The local school board is chaired by the municipal mayor and the district supervisor. The members include other key local officials. It's good that we have Governor Espino there with us also, as well as representatives of the PTA and teachers' organizations. The local government code allots a special education fund of 1% tax on real property to local school boards for expenses related to school improvement and development. I was listening to how you want to use the budget, the local school board now, I'm addressing them. But I waited for this program to announce that whatever the local school board will allocate to implement the preschool curriculum, I will give Binalonan an equivalent amount. The people of Binalonan, okay. So how much will you allocate? Okay. So if I know how much you allocate today, before I leave, I can write the check right today. Okay. The people of Binalonan will always have reason to feel optimistic, despite news about the global economic recession. The structures that enable us to improve our lives were started even before anyone noticed that a global recession would occur. We already had our shields in place with installed programs that would increase our yields and allow us to help other provinces even more. Dagiti tattao ti Binalonan, you have always been supportive of our administration's goals. And so I'd like to take this opportunity once again to thank you. Thank you for the unity that you show our local officials and the national government, just like what you are doing for this week's Fiesta celebration. Iso nga tata, nga Fiesta manen tayo, ti mensahe, gapukan ket, let us commit ourselves to helping our townmates, our province mates, and the rest of our countrymen who are not as fortunate as the professionals that abound here in Binalonan. I-celebrar tayo iti pagkakaisa nga panakaigapuan nga dakiti umili ti Binalonan ket makaiturong dagiti mapagbaligi mga fiesta kada tawen. I remember kada tawen, I remember many years. Actually, since I became a senator, I've only missed one fiesta. But every year I come, in some form or another, I even invite guests usually. I remember the many years that I was crowning guest. Idi Rabii, Secretary Esperon came to look at the poultry industry here, and he ended up being the crowning guest. So he was very happy about that. Nakikidwak iti fiesta tayo, tata. Gaputa kayat ko nga agyaman kada kayo, dagiti kakailak. Ti panang ayat yo, ti kanyak, ken ti panang ayat yo, ti umili tayo. Iso nga, kada tayo amin, Happy Fiesta, ken Dios ti agngina manen kada kayo amin kakayan. Thank you.